Welcome to another exciting episode of the Fans in Motion podcast. I have no idea what episode number it is, but I'm going to start it off like the way Andy always does. You think somebody with a fancy new religion is going to come and sweep you off your feet one day? I got all my senses. Yeah, I'm a man on a mission. I'll wake you up and I'll show you the way. Say hello, Josh.
Well, I miss Andy. I didn't think I'd say that.
That was perfect.
I told you that song would grow on you. That's a little bit from the new record ATBPO, a little bit of Savior, the bonus track, if you get the physical copy. Andy sure looks different today.
It is 2021. Anything's possible anymore.
Well, true. We have a special guest with us just for the fact that Andy is incredibly busy with work and traveling the United States. He was just in Red Rocks the other day, someplace I've always wanted to go. We have Rockin' Robin. She's been on the page, the Fans in Motion page, and we all got to hang out some at the Wabash, Indiana show and see Night Ranger and drink some beers. And you guys had the front row seats, Brent and Robin did, and we decided, hey, let's bring on a third person tonight since Andy's not able to join us. And I started thinking, let's bring in a different perspective. We got three old dudes. Let's bring in a female perspective, and maybe someone a little bit younger who wasn't there during the original classic era. So, Robin, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me, you guys. I love listening to you guys. It's awesome.
Well, that was another thing too. I needed someone who's listened to all the podcasts, and
that gets it.
Yeah, there was like three people to choose from. So, but anyways, thanks for sitting in with us. I know you have some, you did some podcast on horror movies or something like that?
Yeah, mainly horror movies. We would all watch a similar movie and then talk about it for an hour or two. So about the same length too as
all right, there you go.
This podcast.
So, Brent, what episode we got today?
Well, this episode, Robin wasn't in on. It was just Josh and I speaking to Mr. Ed Ripepi, tour manager of Night Ranger. We're discussing the Danny Ripepi Memorial Concert, in Cleveland, Ohio on September 8th, Wednesday, September 8th. And he's going to tell us all about raffles you can participate on or in, and they're going to take place during the show for the people that are there. So you got a good chance of winning some really cool stuff.
Yeah, we mainly talk, we talk a few things. We talk just in general Night Ranger nonsense. We talk about some future tour dates that are coming up, which one of them has already been announced, which was the Scranton Wilkes-Barre show that's going on sale tomorrow, which by the time you guys get this will already be on sale. But if you're on the Fans in Motion Facebook page, you already know about it and you've already been able to do the pre-sale. We also get into the memorial show for his brother Wednesday, September 8th there in Cleveland. We are going to be there. We have a table. A lot of people from Fans in Motion are going to be there. It's going to be a great event. So we really get into the details of it. And, if you haven't yet, September 8th, get your tickets. You can get in the door for as cheap as $30. So no excuse for you not being there. You and your mama are going to be there, right?
Yeah, I got the general admission sale when they posted that link a few weeks ago. So taking her out. It's about 15 minutes from my house, so it's not too much of a trek like Wabash was.
Wow,
there you
15
go.
minutes. That's
15 minutes.
That's a dream.
You can drive that with one eye shut.
And the bad thing is now you're going to be noticed more because of this.
Well, yes, we will bring more fame to you. People will be like, it's not just Rockin' Robin from the Horror Movie Podcast. It's Rockin' Robin, guest star of the nationally known Fans in Motion podcast. So if you haven't already seen it, this is our second interview with Ed. So we did one back, I think, in May. So go back there and check out, I guess, part 1 of our conversation with Ed. Where are we going now there, Brentry?
Going back to our previous episode where we did what 10 songs would you give that are not hits to your friends so they could know what Night Ranger is. You know, we all have those people that say, oh, sister Christian band, blah, blah, blah. Well, we all know as fans that there's so much more than Sister Christian, so much more than Don't Tell Me You Love Me. They encompass all things great, and that's what we're talking about. And then Josh came up with a couple what ifs, like, you know, what if Night Ranger had Brent in as a drummer? That question never came up, but it's a good one to think about.
Yeah, that what if would be no. So
no, it would be no thank you. That's what it would be.
But
singing needs to be a requirement.
I'm
a lip syncer.
Oh, Brent can keep a tune, that's for sure.
I'm tone deaf, man.
Yeah, so it's just a fun episode. It did really well. A lot of interaction with it. So, yeah, biggest thing is it's a busy week, but leave comments on YouTube, and I will get back to them. I know Brent checks them. Also, or just hit copy and paste, and then third on the Fans in Motion Facebook page as well. Yeah, and those are just fun, general Night Ranger discussions that... There we go.
I could have just held up that. I went in my garage and I found a tape that wasn't labeled, and I tried to write it in the worst handwriting I could. Because, you know, as kids, we're all just rushing through it to get in the car to play it.
Yep. Yeah, and it was just 10 songs that weren't hits. I guess if you wanted to, you could include songs on the greatest hits because some people did. What else we got? Where are we going? Well, before we get into the Night Ranger news, a couple of things we probably need to mention. We've lost some... It's starting to become a ritual, and it's only going to get worse. Some rock and roll pioneers with... was it Don Everly? What's his first name? The Everly brother that passed away.
It was an Everly brother.
It was Don Everly. I was never much of an Everly's Brothers fan, but anybody that was from that era, they always talk about how the Everly Brothers influenced them. They had those harmonies even before the Beatles. So Don Everly passed away just a few days ago. Charlie Watts, drummer for the Rolling Stones, passed away.
We had a feeling, at least I had a feeling when he, 2 weeks ago they announced he was going to go in the hospital. He's missing the tour. I knew something wasn't right with the guy. Bless his heart.
So, Kelly made a statement that was really good. Jack told a really fun story about sneaking backstage at a Stones concert in '72. One of my favorite Charlie Watts stories, and I think it might have been in Keith Richards' book, was I think Mick Jagger was drinking. They're at a hotel. Charlie Watts is in his room asleep, and I don't know, Mick Jagger's drinking, and he calls up to Charlie's room and wanting him to come down. And Charlie answers, and he's kind of yelling into the phone, "Where's my drummer? Get down here. Where's my drummer?" So I guess Charlie Watts got up, shaved, put on his suit. He went downstairs, or he went, I guess, maybe to wherever they were in Keith's room. Knocked on the door. Keith opened it. Keith said that Charlie didn't even look at him as he walked by. He walked straight over to Mick and punched Mick in the face and said, "I'm not your drummer, you're my singer," and then left. So one of my favorite rock and roll stories there. And then, Brent, you probably could speak more on this than I could. The lead singer of Trouble passed away. Do you remember that group? I know they had some success.
I have no idea.
Well, I know they played Bogarts like 3 times, opening up for some bigger bands, and they were a national band. And there was some musicians out there that I follow that I know really, enjoyed his music and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know his name, and we're not that prepared. So the lead singer of Trouble, Google it. He passed away as well.
Also, a member of UB40, one of the founding members of UB40, passed away yesterday.
Yeah, that's even farther out.
I know. Yeah, I know nobody's name, but when I saw it, I'm like, God, they're just dropping like flies, man.
Yeah, dropping like flies.
2016 all over again.
Yeah. Dropping Like Flies, a very good Motley Crue song off the Karabi album. What do we got next there, Brent Tree?
We have Night Ranger news, actually.
What Night Ranger?
Oh, I have a birthday shout out. I forgot.
Oh, birthday shout out.
And ding, drink 'em up. Les Nessman, aka Richard Sandy, is that right? Richard Sanders. Turned 81 this week.
Yep. Do you know that when that show started, he was in his late 30s?
Was he really?
It doesn't
seem like it. Bless you.
No, it does not. But
81.
That's another thing too. It's just I was thinking about this. This will be the first year of watching the Turkeys Away episode where the big guy and Herb are both passed.
Yeah.
So anyways, you're going to have to, hey, Robin, if you're ever going to join us again, you're going to have to start watching WKRP too. Do
I even get it in Cleveland?
It's on Hulu, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Night Ranger news. Well, we got the new we got a show announced in Scranton. If I don't think I got my notes from that one. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think I wrote those down. You're going to listen to the episode because wait a second, I found it. So they're redoing Grand Junction. So Night Ranger's going to be in Grand Junction tentatively. We don't know yet. So don't jump on me. All right, Ed will explain it. But Grand Junction, October.
Jump on Josh.
Grand Junction, October 8th. There may be a California date in October. I'm not saying anything else. I'll let Ed talk about it in the episode. But there are more dates coming down the line. So hold your horses. And another one that passed, which actually means something more to me, is Tom T. Hall. I don't know if we mentioned that in the last episode.
Forgot about that.
God, I love me some Tom T. Hall. I was actually stuck. I was driving on the interstate in a snowstorm through Cleveland. It took like 2 hours. And, one of those snowstorms where you couldn't get your hand off the wheel was probably longer than 2 hours, probably 3 hours from, close to Erie through Cleveland. And, it should have only been like an hour drive. And I had Tom T. Hall in the CD player. And that damn thing played probably 3 or 4 times. I was a little Tom T. Halled out driving through Cleveland there. But yeah, Tom T. Hall, one of my favorites. I never unfortunately got to see him, but not kind of down was from around where you're at, Brent. He was from like northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, in that area. It's where he was born and owned property and stuff. So. Yep, Tom T. Hall.
Yeah, I'm mostly familiar with Tom T. Hall from all the K-Tel record things in the 70s. I don't know if K-Tel made these records, but it always had like Charlie Rich, Charlie Pride, Tom T. Hall, and then they always had some, what's his name? Willie, Boxcar Willie.
Old Boxcar.
And then they usually followed up with the Jerry Fowler.
Oh, yeah, I know you're
commercial. Yeah, and he always had that little raccoon on his lapel here.
Rock and roll.
Over there. And I said, "Oh."
Rock and Robin, you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, good clue.
No, but it's hilarious hearing Brent go, "Ha!"
Oh. Jerry Fowler.
Old Dogs, Children, and Watermelon Wine. Go look up some Tom T. Hall or a great drinking song just called I Like Beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow.
Robin and I heard a lot of great drinking songs via Josh and Wabash, and thank you for that because it was educational.
Yeah, probably some Air Supply in there too.
Oh, there is some there definitely.
No
little river band. I could have went for some of that.
No. If I'm drinking, you might get
Look
me on
around
Air Supply or ABBA. Depends on what mood I'm in.
I saw ABBA was teasing their fans today with a new tour of what was it?
New track.
It's going to be
a new track.
But supposedly they're going to have one of those hologram tours.
Yes. That's one group that kind of broke up and stayed broke up. But I love ABBA.
Was Frida the only one that had any hit after the breakup of that band? Was something going on?
A pop hit. The two guys, they wrote songs outside of the group. They had that big musical Chess. Came out in the earlier mid 80s. And then they, put together Mamma Mia, and it was their songs, but they put that together. So can't go wrong with ABBA. Night Ranger news, I don't really have anything new from what we talked about last time. There's some more interviews out there. But what do we got next? Showing off some stuff.
Yep, good. I call it Josh's show and tell because Andy and I usually have nothing.
I try not to go down this road. You guys probably I don't talk about them much, but you have the 12-inch singles that are out there. So these are just promotional singles that went out to the size of a full-length album, but they just have the one track. So here, this one is Sentimental Street. It has a long version and a short version on it. But I just happened to see another one that was for sale really cheap, and I compared them, and I was like, shit, different labels. So if you look, the Camel Management logo is there.
Yeah, on the right side.
And if you look at this one, it is
on the bottom left side.
Same. Everything else is the same. Short version, long version. It's just the logo isn't the same. This one here has a gold stamp on the sleeve, where the other one doesn't. Nothing big, but so yeah, it's if you're a dork like me, you have to get both labels. That one cost me like $6. Nothing great, nothing big. And then here, this was something I didn't see. I don't think I've ever seen. And I picked it up. I was surprised they still made these in 1995.
Singles.
A cassette single from Shaw Blades. I'll Always Be With You. I wish I would have known about it because I would have bought it, because the B-side is Straight Down the Line, which was the Japanese bonus track, and I was
going to ask you if it had a bonus track because I haven't seen that either.
And it would have been nice because I didn't have that Japanese. Back then I didn't have that much money, so you could have got it for next to nothing back in what was $2 maybe, $2.49.
Yeah.
So there's the front. Kind of a cool photo I've never seen before.
Yeah, the singles, a lot of them had bonus tracks trying to get people to buy them instead of buying. Well, they had gotten rid of most of the 45s at that point.
Yeah, even
and CD singles, stores weren't carrying them as much because they were $5.99, and every now and then they would throw 3 or 4 songs on them, but they just stood there on the shelves. You might as well just spend $5 more and get the entire CD.
I enjoyed the CD singles, because Media Play would always have a big rack of them, and you would get usually a non-record track and a live track or something,
especially from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many Def Leppard songs that were unreleased at the time. It was amazing back then.
Uh-oh. You say Def Leppard, Robin?
I got tons of Def Leppard.
Like, I already have all of them, yeah.
Well, you know,
Def Leppard
do
is
you
Robin's
have the
number.
original version of Tear It Down that was recorded during Hysteria?
I do. I
Okay.
have all like of the
That's the
versions
better
of
version.
Ride Into the Sun too. They did
Yep.
that. They did a B-side, and then they did the retroactive.
Yeah, and I have all the
We can
different
go
versions
down
of
the
Last
Def
Action.
Leppard rabbit hole.
That's next week's podcast.
What about Slang? You a fan of Slang?
Ooh.
I am.
I think that's their best album.
It is their
That's what-
best album. Did
See,
you,
what are you doing agreeing with me?
Robin? Do you have the extended version of Slang they came out with a couple years ago? With all the demos and everything.
I think so. There was not too many on there, but it was.
I don't have.
It was a whole extra disc.
And I went to buy it. It's out of print, and now it's like $50 everywhere, and it drives me crazy.
I got mine for $12.
I need it.
Holler.
I also have the not Yeah album. What's the one after that with 9 lives?
Songs from the Sparkle Lounge.
Sounds. Yeah, I have the Japanese version of that, and it's actually a book, and it comes with 2
I
discs.
think I have that one. I
You have
know
the
I
book?
have that one. I think I was mixing that up with the Slang.
I had to
Big
get
Red
that
Book.
one. I had to get that one because I did not want, what's his name? Tim McGraw. I didn't want Tim McGraw on my Def Leppard music, so I had to buy the other version from Japan to get rid of Tim McGraw.
I was
9
telling
lives.
Josh about that.
That's
that
a kick-ass song. It's a kick-ass song. It's one of the best songs they've done in the past 15 years.
Tim McGraw makes it.
Yeah. He wasn't tough enough, trust me.
Yeah, I like Def Leppard. I'm more of a classic Def Leppard guy. Slang was good. I like Promises, but I don't know. I saw them live, and the song they opened with, "Let Go" or something like that.
On what tour?
Let It Go?
Let It Go. 5 years ago, maybe.
Oh.
Night Ranger opened.
Yeah.
It was Night Ranger, Foreigner, and Def Leppard. But that opening song was one of the worst
would be
opening
awesome, Joe.
songs I ever.
What, off of High and Dry?
No.
It's a new song.
It's a new
but
song.
Maybe it's called Let's Go.
Let's Go.
Yeah.
It goes,
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh. And I'm like, what?
I was
I
just
think it was
like,
the first song. I don't know how I feel about it with Def Leppard, but
well, that's not good if Robin doesn't like it. I'm like, what is? I thought I was seeing Def Leppard, and that wasn't Def Leppard. But anyways,
Def Leppard.
I love Vivian Campbell's Last in Line.
His birthday was yesterday too.
There we go. Yeah, we should start celebrating birthdays since we're always talking about deaths.
Yeah. Gene Simmons' birthday was yesterday as well.
72.
And
I
the
know.
Halford.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Halford.
I just remember Gene Simmons turning like 43 or something like that. And, I'm a teenager. I'm just like, what am I going to do in 10 years when these guys can't perform anymore?
I remember when Mick Jagger turned 50 and he was on MTV and they had a big press conference going on when he was turning 50. It wasn't that he was turning 50 is why they had the press conference. And they were asking how many more years he could do it at 50. Oh. I mean, my God.
That's
can't.
like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah, it was like, 1983 or something like that. 1984.
Yeah.
Amazing. That guy can, and I don't want to bring up Maroon 5 because I hate them. I don't want to even think about the song, but the dude can move.
Yep. Well, what I was thinking was, too, I saw the Stones 4 years ago, and it's just crazy. Like, Charlie's up there drumming in front of 80,000 people, and then 4 years later, he's gone. It's just, fuck. Getting old sucks. What do we got next? Fans in motion.
Robin, this is where you are going to be my eyes behind me here, okay?
Gotcha.
Because I have people's names written on the screen, but it's going to be that big to me. Okay? So I'm going to need
Gotcha.
your help because Josh ain't no freaking help in this department. This is where he tunes out for the most part.
What he's pronounced Greta.
I know. I heard that. Yeah. If you watch the
hilarious.
podcast, I kind of smirk. Greta Van Fleet.
That's how they pronounce it in Europe.
This one I know what it is. It's Lance Rushing and Tom Chapin.
I was asking if this was a trick question.
No. This one is posted because, I started the Every Good Boy Does Fine pre-sale with the Eric Levy. And all of a sudden now, Lance and Tom are running with what I had kind of, what I think I inspired. And Lance was first with his Fitz hits outside of, with the Night Ranger. And then he did the Eric Levy era hits. And then Tom Chapin, being the wonderful smart ass that he is, combines Fitz and Eric on their own fake album. You got to love it.
I love seeing them next to each other, even though they're not next to each other.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's very small on your screen, but it's just great stuff. I love seeing the fan interaction on this page. It's the best. So thank you, Lance and Tom. Our next one is, and I'm trying to shut this one out. There we go. We got the curtain behind me, and what's going to come up next? Oh, it's the cassette tape. We got to get rid of that. There's my spatula. That's how I hide. That's how I bring it up. There we go. What's that one saying?
Sean T. Coleman.
Sean T. Coleman.
Look at Kelly with a beard.
Yeah, he had posted this the other day, and it was then before Feeding Off the Mojo came out.
Yeah, it was probably 93, 94 in there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I remember commenting, this was taken like a week and a half after I was born.
Oh, my Lord.
93.
You're going to have to find someone else on the page, I think, that don't remind us how old we were. Because I know I saw him that year, I believe it was. So, 93.
Yeah.
So, Sean, go ahead.
Well, that's a good thing about, the page is, number one, you get to see a lot of photos like this. And that was the thing, too, with grunge coming in, is all these bands that were big in the 80s, you were able to actually kind of meet in the early to mid 90s because the bottom just dropped out. I remember Dee Snider. Remember the band Widowmaker?
Got both their albums.
I think they played the Alrosa Villa.
Yep.
And there may have been 15 people there. And think how big they were. And then in 1994 or whatever it was, 15 people. I think you guys saw what, David Lee Roth? You said you saw Roth?
David Lee Roth tickets were for Deer Creek Amphitheater, which is now the Clips or whatever in Indiana. It's their big outdoor pavilion. That's what the tickets were sold for. When we were on our way to Indiana, we had Q95 or whatever their radio station on, and thank God we heard it because they said David Lee Roth's concert's been moved to some blah blah bar, so we had to pull over, get directions to this bar, and the bar was a bar. It was not a theater. It was a bar. And I looked at my friend Joey and I said, because at that point David already became a parody of himself. He was already going through the motions. His smiles were all fake. And I said, if he says, "Look at all the people here tonight," I'm going to jump up on stage and say, "You're a fucking idiot," because there was nobody there. And so he's sitting there doing his little day dance, and and he goes, "Look at all the smiling faces here tonight." And I went, well, I guess he figured out a way to do it. So I didn't have to get him on stage and tell him he was a fucking idiot.
But anyways, that was the one good thing about the 90s is these guys who were just all over MTV suddenly became human again, and you were able to meet them for the first time. And that was before meet and greets. It was a good era. It was before meet and greets. I just remember Night Ranger, they'd show up before the show. If you went out before the show, it was always the best because they would sit there with you forever. What other fans of motion we got?
And they would park their bus as close to the bar door as they could, but we all got in between them anyway. There you go. Rich Haynes. He's posted some posters this week and what have you, older posters, but he posted a picture of himself with the posters, and then he went ahead and posted a picture of him at the Legend Valley concert looking like Pigpen from the Peanuts comics. Look at all those beer and pizza boxes around him. And that was the Legend Valley tour. That was with, 38 Special and Quiet Riot? Am I correct on that, Josh?
I'm not paying attention to you. What? Yeah.
The Legend Valley show was 38 Special, 38, I think Quiet Riot, Tony Carey.
I just know 38 Special.
Okay.
I know my aunts were there. I know, to me growing up, Legend Valley isn't too far from where I'm at. And growing up, my aunts all went there, but I heard all these crazy stories. I remember begging my aunts, take me to go see Night Ranger there, and they're like, no. And I remember one of them told me they saw a fight and some dude got they slammed his head in the with a car door and stuff.
Oh.
And so I never got to go to Legend Valley when I was 7 and see Night Ranger and 38 Special. Yeah,
and after they changed the name to Buckeye Lake, we've told our stories. I went there and saw Cinderella, Bon Jovi, and the Smithereens. And then the next year I went and saw Def Leppard up there. So there you go, Robin. So that was it.
Who opened? Was it Crocus or something?
I think Tesla was still opening for him back then. It was on the Hysteria tour. So.
Okay.
Did Andy go with you?
No, he didn't.
It doesn't matter. You won't remember it.
But I graduated high school, and I was parked kind of on a hill, and I was trying to get out in front of these cars that were coming down the hill, and I kind of hit a buckle, and it broke the front end of my car off. Brand new car. I was so pissed. Never went back to that place after that. So, anyway, Rich, thanks for the memories on that. We have 2 more, and your guess is as good as mine who's coming up next year. We have
Kent Moan.
Take off, eh? He's from Canada. I posted his little boy with his Night Ranger shirt on, so I had to add the take off, eh? I couldn't write take off hoser because I didn't have that much space. So we'll have to do. So you post a cool, cute kid in a Night Ranger shirt. They're probably going to get on here. Josh and I are softy for the kids. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being on the page. He posted he was looking forward to Night Ranger hopefully making up to Canada someday soon. So, and our final one, I know who the final one is. Are you ready? It's Ed Ripepi's dog. Ed Ripepi was on. Ed Ripepi was on Fox 8 News, and who's the name above it? Christy
Casey Orman.
Christy Casey Orman posted it to the page. I think it was this morning. Is that correct, Josh?
I don't remember. It was this month. I'm pretty sure.
This month, I saw it for the first time today.
Oh. So I think it was yesterday or today. My mom actually caught it on TV. Yeah. She told me about it. She's like, I didn't catch his name. I'm like, it's probably Ed.
I was so busy yesterday, I wasn't even on, basically. But so I emailed Ed this morning, of course. I said, I just saw your dog on TV with some dude in some hot blonde. He just wrote, yep. So, yeah. Ed Ripepi's dog, I thought we've got to put that on here, because that's what the Danny Ripepi Memorial Concert are doing. They're going to take some proceeds and try to buy some cadaver dogs, rescue dogs for the police department locally in the Cleveland area. So it's a good cause, and I think it's really cool that they're heading this up and Night Rangers chipping in to help out. So,
Brent Tree, look at the time.
Yeah. It's 8:30. I got to go get my daughter. She hasn't called yet, though, so that means she's not 10 minutes away. So.
Oh well, shit. Let's take a deep dive into.
Yeah, she's supposed to call when it's 10 minutes away. So.
There we go. Well, I think
we covered everything there.
All right. Take us into the interview there, Brentry.
Oh, I was going to see if you're going to throw Robin into the fire. Into the fire! Anyway, this week we have Ed Ripepi talking about the Danny Ripepi Memorial Concert featuring Night Ranger. Check it out. You learn some new tour dates. And Ed asks us questions because Ed's not in his office. So check it out. Let us know what you think.
Welcome to another episode of Fans in Motion, the best Night Ranger podcast there is out there. I'm going to speak really fast so we can get this episode in without Ed or any of us freezing on our screens because we've been having internet issues. But welcome back, the one and only, the guy that keeps that machine rolling, the machine being the band that we all love, the machine being Night Ranger.
When you're indoors in Vegas, I need to wear my mask.
You look good that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Brent over there to wear a full ski mask on our episodes every week, but
with a bustier.
But everyone, welcome Ed Ripepi, tour manager for Night Ranger.
What's going on? Yes, sir. What am I? I'm 0 for 2 with Andy not being around, man. What's up?
Well, there's he's got some issues with you, Ed. One, you're a Browns fan.
Yeah. And a soon-to-be Guardians fan.
Oh, that name sucks.
I know.
Okay, the Guardians
somebody made a good point on social media. They're like, it looks like a Pee Wee baseball logo.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians.
I wish they would have went. Think about this. If they went spiders, right? They could have got a hold of Marvel. They could have. You know how much money they would have made just co-oping and doing something cool with Marvel. And wasn't Marvel created in Cleveland too, or was that who was that? Was that
I know they did a lot of
Superman,
filming for some of those movies in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But
how great would that have been? And in my opinion, I think everybody wanted the Spiders name and not the Guardians.
Well, listen, I think it's the first scene in Major League is of the Guardians on the highway, if I remember correctly. So, anyways, but yes, Andy has issues with you being a Browns fan. So do I.
There you go.
There you go. Yes, even though we really have no room to talk.
Oh, God, no.
You know, different turds, same bowl. But
same state.
Yep.
We have one thing in common: Night Ranger.
Yeah,
Yay.
and we hate the Steelers.
There you go.
But so Ed, where are you? All right, now is that not a bookcase behind you there?
No, that's my drapes.
That's never mind. That's Brent's DVD rack. Never mind.
What in the hell are you thinking of?
Well, yeah. I knew there was a window on that side, and it looks like there's sun glaring in on the top.
There is. I'm in Las Vegas, where it's 106 degrees, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah,
it's
dry
a dry
heat.
Ed. Yeah, right here, dry heat. My hair's frizzy.
So, what's going on in Las Vegas?
We are playing at the Westgate Resort and Casino, and what the really cool thing is, we're playing in the Elvis Presley showroom. And I just got a tour with the production manager, John, and man, I saw some cool shit.
Ed, don't tell me this stuff.
All you think about is, man, the debauchery that's just there, right? You know, so
yeah,
really cool. He brought it around.
I'm a big.
And now Barry Manilow plays here.
Well, you know what? I took my mom. I took my mom to see Barry Manilow, and he wasn't that bad. But I'm a big '70s Elvis fan. I love all the '70s footage of Elvis playing when it was the International Hotel. I'm jealous that you got that tour there, Edward. But yes, so what was International, then became the Las Vegas Hilton, and now it's the Westgate.
Correct.
Casino. They got a very good sport book down there at the.
Oh my gosh, it's huge!
Yes.
Holy moly, is it big?
Whenever I go to Vegas and do my sports gambling, that's usually where I head because it's just the biggest and the best, and they do.
I mean, it is immense.
And they
I
do.
was impressed.
And they do parlays. Some places don't.
Oh.
But if you want other unique ways to lose your money, go for the parlays. So you got a show this Saturday.
Yep.
So I guess the recent news with the shows is Kerry going to be at this show.
Kerry's at this show. He went to get his knee worked on and then couldn't due to some other situations, not on his end. So he'll be here. I have Marcus bringing stools from the B-Rig to make sure he can stand if need be. But he had surgery some time ago, and it just wear and tear on him again. So.
All right. Well, and he had that, I think, the surgery scheduled, and then it got canceled, and it was scheduled. And the main reason why he missed that show is that show you guys did in Sturgis was a quick,
Oh, it was. We found out 24 hours ahead of time because another band pulled out.
Yep.
So we were in Denver and we can get there quick,
Yep.
but he had his surgery scheduled. I couldn't get him in and out fast enough.
Yeah.
So we sent him home. We gave him the option, and Gilby Clark came up for some of the songs, so that worked out well.
Gilby, a fellow Clevelander.
That's right. His dad actually lived in my city there of Independence, and Brecksville and Independence he lived too.
Now, did you and Gilby ever cross paths?
No, he's a couple years older than me, but no, never did. But we talked that night, and
yeah.
I said, what's your correlation to Cleveland? He's like, my hometown. I'm like, I live in Independence. He's like, no shit, my dad lives in Brecksville, and he lived in Independence. And we went from there.
Yeah.
Now we're best friends. We're gonna travel the world on our Harley Davidsons. I gotta buy a Harley. I'm sorry.
I saw him in '97 at this place in Akron called Sadie Renee's, and I think it was right out, not too far after he'd been out of Guns N' Roses, and it was an acoustic show, just him and Ryan Roxy, and he drove. I think he said he drove his mother's Cadillac that he had bought her. And he was, he flew into Cleveland and just put the guitars in the back and drove the Cadillac down. Just did he did an acoustic show there and somewhere in Cleveland. But
first thing out of his mouth was like, "You a Browns fan?" I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." So it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, I seen him play at the Agora Ballroom as well up there.
Yeah, very cool.
So
we're in Vegas. We'll be here till, be here Saturday night and leave Sunday.
All right. Where else? I mean, I know this can't be the first time Night Ranger has played Vegas with you. Being with them. Where else has Night Ranger played? Where have you guys played at previously?
With me, we played at the Golden. Previous to me, they played the Golden Nugget, and they played some of the station casinos. But they also did a huge concert on the Fremont Street Experience.
Yep. All right.
And it was like wall-to-wall people. I wasn't at that one yet, but I remember hearing all about it. It was wall-to-wall people. They're free concerts in the middle of Fremont Street,
yep.
So it's pretty cool setup. So yeah.
And they did have that show scheduled at the Orleans Casino.
Yeah, Boyd Gaming has canceled all of their shows until further notice.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they've cut people back so bad they're outsourcing, and I know this because my friend Eric and Stacy live here. They're outsourcing Stacy's company to come in and do the production and all that. Everybody's just trying to save money and see what they can do to make it work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right now when you're indoors, you have to wear a mask. No guests backstage. It's on lockdown pretty well, but we still have shows, so people need to be happy about that.
Yeah. Well, that kind of ties into another thing I wanted to ask you that we get questions about is the meet and greets, which, I usually just tell people, listen, when they start doing the meet and greets, you're going to hear about it,
Right.
and you're just not going to see it probably at all this year. Is that probably about the right answer?
I mean, maybe at all this year is true, harsh, maybe a little too much, but yes, I agree with all three of those things. It's just the uptick, and I'm not going to jump on the political bandwagon at all, but it's just there, and we just need to eliminate all factors. I mean, we've even eliminated people coming backstage or on the tour bus. That got implemented last week. Yeah. After hearing all these other bands, where they're trying to figure out where they're getting it from. So it's just process of elimination.
Yeah, and it's almost a daily thing. REO Speedwagons had to cancel dates. I think Korn just canceled their tour. Garth Brooks today just canceled all his dates. So, you just got to take precautions, and there may not be meet and greets, but at least you're getting the shows, and if that's something. And I mean, the main thing is keeping the band and the crew safe and healthy so they can get these shows on.
Yeah, because we all have families, young kids. Somebody's got mom and dad, or someone's wife could be just compromised, and so we got to think about everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still plenty of time in the future to do the meet and greets and everything, and you know what?
I think you guys are filling that void too when you guys are able to get one of the guys on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's a good thing. You got a new record that's out.
Yeah.
There's tons of interviews with the guys, so
everywhere. I saw last night Brad was on. I saw, I think on the page you guys announced that Brad was going live, and I was able to I watched the whole thing. I was like just sitting there in my hotel room. I was just loving it. I mean, because I think you get the true nature of the guys. You know what I mean? I mean, he had a T-shirt on or a tank top on, and his reading glasses, and he had that monster wall of amps behind him, and it was cool. It's a side. I really love that storyteller's motif. You know what I mean? Like back when MTV used to do it, I love that stuff. That's why I loved the live stuff that we do, and it's just cool.
Yep. And yeah, Brad, I watched it as well. And Brad did a great job, and Jack did a really good one on Talk Shop Live. Whenever that was last week. Yeah. That was good. I set him up a question on the lyrics for Can't Afford a Hero, and they read it, and he grabbed his acoustic guitar and played it, and he kind of told the story of where that song came from, and it kind of.
I mean, isn't that awesome? Like that, you can't buy that kind of experience in my eyes.
So
the MTV Unplugged series, like that was just. I like that because it gives you. Because I was a fan, you know what I mean, and it gives you that backstage access to what happens there. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why I've been fighting to get Jack on, because I want to, get those storytellers. I want to ask him, Jack, did Eddie really wear those trousers real tight? And get the story on.
You know what's going to happen there, Brent? Cut off.
And I'll get blamed for it. That was Brent's question.
Andy wanted to know. He just was too nervous to ask you.
But
I enjoy it, and unfortunately, right now, that's the only avenue we have right now. So, you guys keep doing good jobs and bringing people as close as they possibly can to their well, I use the word heroes, but
in times like this, you just don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. You got all these podcasts out there. You got a new record, different vinyl options. You got the fan page, Fans of Motion, and just that's what I do.
And how about what was great? I was reading I don't know if it was on your page or the fan page or what, but all of a sudden I read some girl was like, "Okay, my day's complete. Both Jack and Kelly retweeted me or something," and I just thought that was cool as shit, you know. And
it doesn't. It's that's the attitude you need, Just hey,
she
what?
Really prompted. She's like, "That's why I like these guys. They're true to their fans, and they are."
Yep.
And I tell you, we were out one time recently on a show, Minnesota. Give me a second. Minnesota Moondance. A guy actually bought a ticket, like on Southwest, the cheapest ticket he could find, just to get into the airport. He knew we were going from Moondance to Kettering, right? And so what did he do? He went to Delta Airlines and got to the Dayton Airport flight and just stood there and waited for us. Now, was he an eBayer? I don't know. But they're going to give it a little bit of respect. But when some guy just rattles off 17 of the same thing, they got a problem with that.
Yeah, of course.
Can't blame them.
Yeah.
But for any fan, they will definitely stop if they can do it. There's certain times that they just can't. Even like, I think I talked to you about this, Josh. A couple fans that recognized me from your page was like, Ed, and it was just at a point where I couldn't stop. I mean, I have a job to do, and again, what do we always talk about? Safety and security, and I had to get somewhere, and I just couldn't stop to say hello. And I came back and tried to find them, but it's not like I do it on purpose or anybody else does it on purpose. It's just we have a job and we have a responsibility.
Yeah,
they should know.
Yeah, they probably do. I mean, if
well, they know, but then they become keyboard commandos and like want to talk smack, and I get a little irritated about that.
Well, that's a large part of the population nowadays. But I think
it won't happen on our page.
Well,
I've seen a few times somebody wants to talk smack and tell me how to run my company.
They could go. Yeah. I've seen some of that too. But we can make things disappear.
But yeah, I mean, I think everybody, like, yes, did I know how much work went into setting up a show? I did. At least I thought I did. And you take, what you think and just add more stuff to it. And I think, like, you think, hey, we got to set up these drums and these monitors and this. But you don't put in the human element of, let's say the local crew we're working with don't know what they're doing. Oh, well, that's stressful. Or let's say there's just a lighting issue that you can't fix. Well, there's added stress. It's not just the everyday setting up the equipment. It's all the little things that you throw in that creates that unknown and that unknown stress that you're kind of going through. And then, again, it's your job. You're working.
And catering. Catering's got to be on time and good.
Well, yeah, catering and catering to the band members' needs can also be a stressful thing. Don't buy the wrong yogurt. But
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were just making that face on purpose.
No,
I really did.
But
you buy the Greek yogurt, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, I don't know if you heard it, but it's like, make sure you cater to the band members' needs and buy the correct yogurt. That can be stressful as well.
Exactly.
But
let's fly through some dates here, or let's keep moving. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's the big thing coming up here in a couple weeks or so. We're airing this on Tuesday. It'll be like 2.5 weeks. Is
let's see, 3 weeks from yesterday.
All right, so when this airs,
3 weeks from today. No, 3 weeks from today.
Okay, so
25th, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
All right,
3
so
weeks from today.
When this airs, it'll be just a day over 2 weeks of the Danny Ripepi Memorial Show in Cleveland, Ohio, featuring Night Ranger.
Where'd he go?
Don't bitch. I like it. He always does that to me.
I'm just giving the Danny Ripepi thing a plug here.
Oh, okay, give some props.
Yes.
And but Night Ranger being the headliner, you also got Boku, which is a local legendary band from the 80s Cleveland scene. And is it Thunderstruck? Is that the name of the ACDC?
High Voltage.
High Voltage.
Out of the Baltimore area, huh? How about that?
There you go. From which is an AC/DC tribute band. So, listen, you can't go wrong with that. You're going to be number one, contributing to a good cause. Which, this is going to be an annual thing that you guys do, and you guys are going to change what the
every year the give will go to another foundation. We're always going to try to buy a dog. So this year we're buying 4 police dogs for Greater Cleveland. And then next year it could be, the Singing Angels. But we always want to try to get that dog in there as well.
Yep.
So every year, and it'll be something local, something that's Cleveland driven.
Do you think will Night Ranger be there every year? Are you going to mix up the bands or?
No, I think we should mix it up a little bit.
All right. But so September 8th, it's a Wednesday night. It's at the Nautica Pavilion.
Jacob's Pavilion at Nautica.
All right. What was it before they changed that?
It was the Scene Pavilion.
Scene Pavilion.
Oh, gosh. I don't know what it was before that. I'll be honest with you.
But I've said this before many times. It's one of my favorite venues. Yep. It's outside, but they got this canopy over it. So, if the sun's not hitting you. There's the river right behind you. So you got boats and stuff going. You got the music going. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Right.
Plenty of restrooms, plenty of beer stands. I mean, it's just one of my favorite venues.
And since the last time we talked, so we've got Thirsty Dog is now a sponsor, so they'll be serving all their items. They've got like 6 or 7, 8, 10, whatever different beers. Tribute, I think it's called, is the wine company that's on board with us. Tito's is now on board with us. Drug Mart's a regional company throughout the state of Ohio and some other regions. Mm-hmm. They're on board, and they're one of the sponsors. So a lot of cool things have come our way from a standpoint of sponsorship and whatnot. So, and we have quite a bit of auction items. I mean, I got a whole Browns thing with, Bernie Kosar's signed jersey. We've got a Dog Pound theme one with a Baker Mayfield jersey, and then some after that. Mm-hmm. I'm just hitting you up with I'm hitting you up with the main thing. We have an Aaron Lewis signed guitar from Aaron Lewis from Stain and now his own solo career, with some really high-end airsoft pistols and some 511 tactical gear. So it's really cool. Couple of big cigar and golf packages, like at high-end country clubs in Greater Cleveland. Mm-hmm. The cigar package is ridiculous. I don't even know what it all is. I just know my nephews were like, holy moly, Bunch of Cavs gear. Mike Fratello signed basketball. I believe we're getting a Sexton. What's his first name? I don't even know his damn name anymore. He's got a basketball coming.
All right.
Joe Nichols from Country Stardom got a signed guitar with him. Bunch of Tito's and Jose Cuervo JBL speaker systems. A weekend getaway to Fort Myers Beach, Florida, a condo. A Put in Bay giveaway with a bunch of condos there. We have a Great White autographed guitar. What's this one here? Kind of a weekend getaway with another Put in Bay, Patron whatnot. They have these adult sipper pouches. They look like a Capri Sun for adult. It's hilarious. But with that, we have a Lita Ford Ibanez electric guitar signed.
Wow.
What else?
You're going to need to hire security just for all those guitars.
Yeah. We had like a Taste of Italy. Like somebody. Oh, this is cool as shit. $1,000 gift certificate for a 5-course meal and wine dinner at Corleone's. Is a nice Italian restaurant in Cleveland. Bunch of wine, big basket of cheeses and all that kind of stuff. Kind of a man cave kind of thing with a car wash kit, gas cards, bunch of beer, autographed Troy Smith football.
There you go, Heisman Trophy winner.
Here's a good one. Gibson Epiphone signed by Faster Pussycat.
There you go.
What says Man Cave other than that?
Yeah, it's featuring Chad Stewart, Carrie's buddy.
Right, yeah. How about this one? I got a Traeger smoker with a $100 gift card and like the pellets, the rub, the seasoning. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And then you have your girly things, like a big famous chef in Cleveland is Dante at his Ginkgo sushi bar with all this spa and wellness thing, package.
Is all this available right now to bid on?
No. Here's my philosophy on that, and good question, Brent. People are paying money to come see this show and support the cause. I don't want to put it up on the internet and let nobody have the opportunity to buy our goal is to have everybody, whether you scraped enough money to get together to watch, come to a Night Ranger show, or you're the richest guy in the city and you bought tickets. You made a commitment to my foundation and our family. You deserve that opportunity to bid on this stuff. Now, between now and the show, if we get something epic, which I do know 2 things are coming, we might put it in here. We might do a live auction right on stage, or maybe that we'll put on the internet maybe towards Christmas time. Mm-hmm. But to me, I want to be able to appease everyone in that audience, and I don't think it's fair that we put it on the internet to let the world. I know the name of the game is to make money, but we're about being fair. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just find that way. I want that way to make it happen.
And I know Corleone's is good, but there's a place too. I think they got multiple of them. A place called Olive Garden that's got.
Such a dick.
It's basically.
All right. Anyways, we have some amazing jewelry. Here's a good one you guys are gonna love. We have black diamond jewelry, black and white diamond jewelry. Black diamond. Does it throw something at you guys?
You're trying to throw Kiss at me. Is what you're trying to do here.
So I've got a Kiss package. So I'll leave you at that.
There you go, Brent. Stop rubbing your
here
lips.
We go. How about a tour of Cleveland on a helicopter with dinner at Johnny's downtown? Like probably one of the best restaurants in the city. How about that?
There you go.
Okay, I'm renting a car to come up there. So if I win, it's all going to have to happen that night.
Here's something really cool is we've got a year membership for unlimited services at Strong Style MMA Studio and Performance Center. Dinner for a year at Hospitality Restaurants, which is like the big, they've got like 7 or 8 restaurants. They have a dinner for 2 every month for a year. We have a kids package. How about this? A year's supply of breakfast or lunch at Chick-fil-A. People go out of their minds for that place.
Dude, I would kill for that.
I don't know about you guys down there, but our lines up here are ridiculous. A skateboard signed by Tony Hawk. Why are you laughing, Brent?
Well, right over your head, Ed. Right over your head.
What did I do wrong?
Nothing.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You're fine. We'll tell you later.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
So what was it? What'd you get from Tony Hawk?
Pro model skateboard by Tony Hawk.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, and it's authenticated too.
So I mean, there's going to be.
Wait, time out. A giant wheelbarrows, 2 of them, one filled with beer and wine, and one filled with booze, and some guitars in there as well.
Well, I'm at the age where just the wheelbarrow kind of interests me. I need a new one. My bolt keeps falling out of the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to look at those wheelbarrows. And I want to tell everybody out there, before you come into the venue, get into the little cup holder, scrounge up some change, get underneath the car seat, grab some of them quarters, because Fans in Motion will be offering we're going to put Brent up for an auction to win a date with him. So, there you go.
This was a family show, and now
it was, and my wife probably won't mind.
Actually, she's going to.
I mean, Ed already blessed her at Kettering,
She's the one that gave me the idea.
Sure she did.
So anyway, so
I got to be a switch hitter for the night. Thanks a lot.
All right, so back to the family show. There'll be we'll have a bunch of I know a bunch of the police dogs are going to be out there, and maybe some SWAT vehicles. The kids can jump on that and take pictures, or the wives can, or the girlfriends, or boyfriends.
And it is an all ages event.
Right.
So there you go. How many times do you get a rock concert that you can take your kids to? But there's also other things to do. The police dogs and the SWAT vehicles and stuff. So, you got that as well.
It'll be a fun time. It'll be a good time.
And Fans in Motion is going to be there, so you can come over and bid on Brent and get some.
I'll laugh if somebody throws $1 at you, man.
Hey, well, I'm gonna pick it up.
It'll be 38 cents and some old French
I gotta
fries
pay
being
for that
thrown
rental
at
car.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun time. I mean, it's one of those things we've talked about it all, since spring.
Right.
It's being built up. It's, everybody's going to be there from the Fans in Motion page. We're going to have a table. Our favorite band's going to be there. It's a big event for you, Ed, and it's going to be a good time. So, and the thing is, it's a great venue, and there's not a bad seat in the house. So if you're down front, get the seat down front. If you don't have the extra spending cash, and you get up in the kind of like where the seating is, there's not a bad seat in that place.
No,
so
the place is so intimate that every seat is a good seat.
Yep.
It really is. And hopefully they took advantage of being on that $20 all-in that Live Nation did. So.
Yep. So
One thing I want to tell you, I saw today come out, and somebody sent it to me, and I confirmed it with Live Nation Cleveland. It's false, but there is no, at least for my show yet, there is no mask mandate or COVID vaccination proof mandate on our concert. Whether to say it might come down the line, but it came out today on the internet, and somebody sent it to me, and I double checked it, and it's false. So if you're seeing that,
I'm bringing my card just in case, because they just mandated it all down here in Cincinnati for all the venues that you have to show proof. And
just bring your card. I would just say bring your card with you, and keep it in the glove box. And the parking lot's right next door. If it's that way, if you're driving, just you got it, and you don't have to
put it on your phone. Take a picture of it. That's what I mean. I have both with me because you never know when we're on the road. But I tell everybody, keep it in their phone at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine laminated, I think.
Oh, I heard that's not good.
Yeah, don't do any lamination.
I heard that's not good.
Oh,
well,
I
because
think it's gonna get shredded then.
Well, just don't, carry it in your back pocket. It's just like your Social Security card. You don't want to laminate it, because that's.
I don't even carry that.
Well, you're not supposed to, but anyways, what it is people that forge them, they laminate them, and it helps protect it, and a lot of places just won't take them if they're laminated. So,
what else? Dates? How about other dates? Hot Springs is coming up. We're playing Summerfest in Milwaukee. We're playing the Minnesota State Fair with George Thorogood.
Well,
why does I always just got country on you?
Speaking of state fairs, Brent, what were you doing 36 years ago today?
Oh, was it today?
It was
I was
today.
at the Ohio State Fair watching Night Ranger on the Seven Wishes tour. Meanwhile, Andy was trying to take a picture of a guy with dragon tattoos from his forehead down to his kneecaps. And Andy kept trying to, it was funny. And you know how when people are trying to take a picture of something that's odd? And Andy doesn't remember any of this, by the way. Didn't drink, didn't do drugs. He just doesn't remember anything. He's trying to get a picture of this dude, and he's getting people to go, stand in that way. And finally, the guy just goes like this.
It's one of those,
Well,
yeah.
And here's the thing, too, is back then, that's kind of normal now, just seeing people with that many tattoos, but back then, not the norm. And I was at the same show, 8 years old. My grandmother took me to go see that show. So it was August 18th, 1985. Sunday. So we were all...
The shit that you guys know or remember blows my mind.
It was a Sunday. I came back that night and went to the Holiday Inn.
I'm taking over this show. Enough.
And I met and I was waiting for Night Ranger to come because they were playing here the next night.
Right.
Well, Neil Young's band comes in, so I got to meet all of Neil Young's band except for Neil Young.
So you got Milwaukee Summerfest coming up. Have you been there with them when they've played that before?
No, they played. I want to say maybe 6-8 years ago. I think they said they played it.
All right. You got St. Paul. Is that the state fair that you were talking about? St. Paul on September 4th?
Yeah, Falcon Heights. I think it's Bloomington area there. That's the state fair, in Minnesota.
And then September 8th.
Yep.
Cleveland,
and
Ohio.
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's at the casino there, the Oaklawn Casino, if I remember correctly.
And then the one here, this Columbia, Illinois, that's actually very close to St. Louis.
Yes.
So it's a pretty cool song for soldiers. It's a veteran
Yep.
benefit.
And there is a country concert the night before. So if you go, you can make a weekend out of it. I can't remember who it is at the moment, but
we have a private event, and then Virginia, Minnesota,
yep.
and then Gonzales, Louisiana at Rockin' on the Bayou.
September 25th, and then the next thing I got is the weekend that we're going to be there celebrating Brent's birthday.
Nope. Time out.
What you got?
Is this breaking news?
Might be like everybody, including the band and management.
No. Grand Junction, Colorado got rescheduled. So we're looking at October 8th in Grand Junction.
I know some people are going to be very happy about that.
That's the one that was that the one that was canceled?
Yeah, for the rainstorm.
No.
That was
Loveland.
That's Loveland.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
All right. I remember Grand Junction now. So, October 8th.
We'll keep it at that.
Yeah. So is that a Saturday, Sunday?
That is a Friday.
Friday. So, Friday, October 8th, Grand Junction, Colorado.
Yep.
There you go.
And then there's a couple tentative dates, but I don't want to say anything about. And then Pigeon Forge, and then Dixon.
Yep, those are the Pigeon Forge, October 15th, and Dixon, Tennessee, October 16th. Dixon is right outside of Nashville.
Right.
So,
yep, we're all going to be at that show.
Yep.
I'm going to be celebrating turning 53, and Jack's going to say, we're going to play Call My Name for that asshole out there.
Well,
That's what he's going to say. I don't care what he says. He can call me anything he wants, as long as he plays Call My Name.
You would shit yourself if he did that.
Oh, my God. I'd be like, I'm the asshole. That's me. I'm the asshole. I'm the dick. I'm the dick.
We will also put Brent up for auction at that show, too, so bring your pocket change.
Yeah. Got to pay for the hotel.
And then working on Pleasanton, California for, I believe it's the Alameda County Fair. I know it's on my tentative book, but I believe it's going to be confirmed pretty quick.
What date's
and then
that?
the Kiss Cruise.
Yeah. Do you still need
23rd of October. Again, tentative.
What's that
Please
date?
don't get on your keyboards and blow me up because it's not on
What's
the
that
website.
date?
October 23rd.
October 23rd.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people out there wanting some California dates, so that'll make them happy. And then,
And I haven't had my phone ring yet for that Kiss Cruise. You got my number, don't you?
I do.
It's even Kiss. The last four digits are Kiss.
Is it really?
5477. Yeah, it spells Kiss.
Easy.
yeah.
Yes, the Kiss Cruise.
Call it right now. Gene Simmons will greet you on my voicemail.
He's not lying, by the way.
It's true.
Prescott Valley, November 12th. That's still in the books?
Right now?
All right. Well, that's a good answer. So that's actually opening up for REO Speedwagon. So that's probably where the For Now comes into it. What do you got next? Let's see what you got in.
You got Wilkes-Barre on there?
No.
November 7th?
I do not have a November
That's a new
7th.
one.
Again, don't take me to task on social media, you keyboard commandos, but we're working through it. It's a weekly process sometimes with everyone's rules state by state and this uptick, whatever.
What city was November 7th?
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
Hold on, my wife. Hello. Hey, I'm on the phone. I'm doing a podcast interview right now. Bye.
No, she heard about the.
She's like those important guys. I'll call me back.
Yeah, the Wilkes-Barre. That's where I think the Philadelphia Phillies AAA ball club was there for a while. I'm not sure who's there now, but information you needed to know. So November.
That's kind of it right now. There's a couple other things.
November
Might be a Florida show on the 20th, and then Georgia show on the 27th.
All right. Yeah.
Again,
The Georgia
it's
show's
so
on.
volatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes up and down.
The Georgia show on the 27th, Hiwassee or something like that. It's a.
Yeah.
It's November 27th. Those tickets are on sale. That's with Fog Hat. So keep an eye on Carl. And the one I'm sure everybody's looking forward to is the Key West show in January, and you got the Lima, Ohio show in January of 2022, and then a show that was just announced not too long ago, the Rock from the Heart, Fargo, North Dakota, February 12th, and then San Antonio. You guys are playing February 18th.
Isn't that the big rodeo, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Styx is playing a couple nights before you guys, and then there's country acts, and
they told me they played a rodeo one year, and they came out of the ceiling. The stage came out of the ceiling and then down. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Is it a round stage? There's some stage they do it's like round, and they rotate around.
That I don't know about, but yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, that's the news of the day on shows. Did I mention we're going on the Kiss cruise?
You did. Yeah, Brent's over there.
Can you imagine him on that cruise? He would be a wreck.
Oh no, I think I'd be all right. Yeah, I'd be all right. I just would get to see.
I'd be all right.
It's just so damn expensive.
Well, you got to remember, unfortunately, yes, it is. It's much more costly than it is a normal cruise. But you're paying for the experience, the ability to capture things you're never going to be able to do, And I think, from what I understand, they do a really great job on that. I'll tell you all about it when I get back.
Yeah. Brent, if you would just sell like your Creatures of the Night 8-track and your unopened Kiss underwear, you'd probably have enough to.
I've got 2 packs of Kiss unopened underwear.
So, well, he did have 3, but he's probably wearing the other packs.
No. They're female. I don't have 3.
You know what? Anyways, let's keep this family oriented.
Yeah. All right. So let me take over for a minute.
Yeah. Please do. We need that.
I'll ask you guys some questions.
Okay, let's go.
This is totally off the cuff, by the way. We didn't rehearse this.
No.
And we'll just keep this Night Ranger driven as far as I can go. For you, Brent.
Yep.
What is your earliest recollection of Night Ranger? First show, what do you got?
Earliest recollection would be the Don't Tell Me You Love Me single in video, of course. And then January 9th, 1983 at UD Arena in Dayton, Ohio, opening for Kiss on Kiss's last tour with Makeup at the time.
See, that's the thing. I hear all these great stories, and I'm like, shit, I didn't even like the band back then.
Yeah. And I remember walking in the door and seeing Kelly's drum set to the right of the stage, and I looked at Andy and I went, what the hell is this? I mean, we knew we were going to see Night Ranger, but we couldn't figure out why the drum set was on the side. Yeah. And they had a big tank stage, and Eric Carr's drum set was on the turret. So we just figured the turret was too big, and they couldn't put the drums in front of it. That's why they put them to the side. That's what we were, I was in 8th grade.
Right.
What did I know? But yeah, that's my earliest memory, and I'm going to Record Theater in Norwood and purchasing the vinyl. I bought the vinyl copy.
So, Josh, between the time you started Fans in Motion to today, did you ever think it would get to where it's at?
Oh yeah, I mean, world domination was always my goal. And hold on, someone's calling. Hold on, of all people, it's Jack Blades. Hey, dude. All right, I told you not to call me when I'm talking to Ed. I may call you back later. I swear it's always something. But yes, I world domination.
I got.
All right,
I got Christian Cullen calling me here.
No, this started out as just 3 guys bullshitting about their favorite band, and and it's turned into just something that's a little bit surreal, and I sometimes have to, pinch myself sometimes, or like I tell a story of, I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was, I'm shopping for hangers with my kid at Target, and something entered into my head like, oh shit, I got to call Kelly tonight at 7:30. Okay, mental note, call Kelly tonight at 7:30. And I start pushing my kid looking for more hangers, and I'm like, all right, stop. That's Kelly Kagi of Night Ranger. You just had to make a mental note to call. And it's just like, who would have ever thought that I'd be shopping for hangers, needing to, make a mental note not to forget to call him at whatever time we had planned. So, yeah, it's a little surreal sometimes. And then, we get Ed Ripepi on here, too. It's he's the guy. He's the mover and shaker.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm the glue sometimes. That's all.
Well, crazy glue.
If Andy was here, what would he say, Brent?
Well, Andy's recollection would be because of me. Yeah. Because we went to the Kiss concert together, and I forced him to listen to Night Ranger because I knew he'd love it. I can tell you a story about Andy really quick, as I had a chance to share this last week. Was it last week, Josh? He went to the Rockin' Pod Expo in Nashville, Tennessee. It's where all these podcasters come together, and a lot of rock musicians will come and do some interviews, and they'll put on a private show for the podcasters that night. And anyway, Andy walks in the door, and he's got this exact same shirt on, and instantly people were recognizing him. They're yelling, "Yo, Night Ranger! Night Ranger!
Telling
Night
you guys
Ranger.
are monsters."
And
I had some guy slap me on the back at a show so hard I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
nice fan you are." Like, "Oh my God, it's Ed." I'm like, "Are you serious? I'm really dealing with this right now."
I will tell you this after we're done recording, but one person on one of the world's biggest podcasts, a person that's on this show, turned out to be a Night Ranger fan. Andy was happening to go see this guy do his spiel, and he asked if he could come on our show. So we're trying to book him on our show. So, all because of the shirt, And then when he looked at the shirt, he's like, "That doesn't say Night Ranger." And Andy's like, "No, I got a podcast." And the guy goes, "That's what I love about podcasts, because you could talk about any freaking thing you want."
Right. Well, that and it's just so cool to bring a whole different dimension to the fans and how you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
you can still rock in America.
Yes. I tell you what, you know why I know this is a great country is because I don't think about when I go across bridges. Think about how many bridges you cross in a day and you don't think twice. I've been in some countries where I go across a bridge and I'm like, this is fucking how it ends. This is it. This bridge is how it's going to end. And we just hold on and hope we make it across. And that's why I tell anybody listen, you don't think about bridges. I've been in places where I think about bridges, and, people want to talk about taxes. I love paying taxes because I like going across bridges that I know that aren't going to fall, even though, that's starting to happen in some states. Anyways, let's talk about...
Wait. Last question, because it's been a popular segment of mine. What was in Ed's office? Now I'm in my hotel room, and it's not much. So what is in Brent's office?
Gosh, if I was in my old Kiss room, I could really entertain you. I could show you the genesis of Josh and I's friendship right now.
Look at Josh scramble.
I got something here.
We're scrambling for shit.
There you go. When Josh and I first met, we made a trade. And I had to have these road cases, Kiss road cases. Now, this would be a good marketing ploy for Night Ranger. Inside this is Kiss vinyl. Okay? So you think about if Night Ranger could release 2,500 of these cases, I'll get a Cricut and print up the stickers, put on the road case just crooked, get all the vinyl repressed. That's a $500 box set easy right there. But anyway, I traded Josh a Japanese box set for 2 of these cases. And now these cases, how much do these cases sell for a piece, Josh?
Well, I sold my last one for $1,200, so you got me on that.
Not with records in it.
Well, you got to remember,
yeah.
I had like 20 of those sitting in my basement, and I was just wanting to get rid of them because they weren't
cases or records.
Well, there was
in 2018. I would buy the Kisteria.
$2,400, mind you.
I would buy those, and I would part them out, and I would keep some of the rare stuff and make a little extra money. I bought 23 of those at one time and parted them out.
I'm speechless.
Here's your posters.
Good God.
Hey man, I like making money, but
you have dominoes.
Here, I'm going to send you one of these for your office, Ed.
Ed, you tell me I'm wrong. If this band could get together with Universal and do a cheaper road case, I mean, that's an Anvil road case. I contacted Anvil and had them build one for me because I didn't have $2,400 for the box set. They built me the road case, but they wouldn't put the words Kiss on it. So shortly after I spent $350 for this, there was a website called Deep Discount, and Universal parted some of the returns back because they had damages or what have you. And I ended up getting the case off deepdiscount.com for $15 a month after I spent $350 on a custom case, and my wife just looked at me. So it was a good thing you blessed her.
That goes up there with my Japanese tour book. So you guys, wow. I was a little speechless on that one. I didn't expect all this.
Yeah, we need, that's another thing, Ed, we need is some Night Ranger tour books, buddy. Talk to the powers that be.
And I've got some great pictures for Wabash. And Josh has got great pictures he took. I got the greatest picture of them all together on stage. It's going to be in the next Japanese tour book. I feel it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So
well, that was fun, huh? That was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
What's in your office, Josh?
I did. I showed Ed. I told Ed I'm getting him one of these.
Oh, the poster. Yeah, there's more, but like I said, everything's boxed up for the most part except for my records. Yeah. I've got my pinball machine. I would have had everything. I'd be like, oh, check this out. Here's my Kiss condoms. Here's my Kiss this.
Do you have a Kiss you have a Kiss pinball machine?
Yeah, I had the original Kiss pinball machine. In 1988, well, back in the 80s, I dated a girl, and her best friend's dad was a vendor. He worked on he worked on machines. Girl and I broke up. A year later, her best friend calls me and says, do you still want a Kiss pinball machine? I went, God, yeah. Well, my dad's got one. He said he'd sell it to you for $200.
You ran over there.
Oh, he brought it to my house. He charged me $10 to deliver it, and it's great. I mean, it needs some board work on it. One of the circuits.
I got a guy. He's in Cleveland though, but I got a guy.
Is he? Well, I can send him my boards up, take them off the back, and he can rewire them or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, so I got $210, and that thing sells for what, about $6,000 now, Josh?
Well, you were lucky that you were a hardcore fan during their down years when you could buy all that shit. So.
Wow, that's insane, man. You guys are like, oh shit, what do I gotta get?
So
I'm
gonna be hanging on the side of the boat when he's going off.
What's that?
That is.
I don't have one of those yet.
What's your favorite track off the new record there, Ed?
I would say Hero.
Can't Afford a Hero yet.
I would say Bringing It Home and probably, Breakout because it's just the popular one. And honestly, and I'm being truthful to this to the core, I've not heard every song yet. Even all the access I have and all the power I have, I've not heard all of it yet. I believe I'm getting a shipment here sent to the hotel tomorrow. So I will, and they'll start being available at venues and whatnot. And I believe some ATPBO merchandise is coming quickly.
Yeah, they put a couple shirts on the website, so there is some new stuff on there. Now, do you have an evil twin? Because I noticed in the credits there's an Ed Ripepi and an Ed Ripepi. So, I have
the coolest name, but I have the worst name sometimes. Yeah, I guess some of my band members don't know how to spell my name, I guess.
Well, at least they thought of you, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. New Night Ranger 2021. Now we just need to get Brad's solo record out. Kelly's done. Get Jack working on one. We'll be good to go. And then you know what? You've got I know you got some drum kits at home, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
The Ed Ripepi experience can be formed. And
I'm still waiting for the movie offer.
Hey, I have a way to tie in your cooking with your drumming, but we're gonna have to fast forward you playing in an arcade Fruit Ninja. You know what Fruit Ninja was? Where you move your hands and you cut the fruit that's being thrown at you. Okay. Where your rhythmic patterns were so good, it made you want to cook. But that's what taught you how to play the drums.
Speaking of arcade, do you remember the video game like USA Olympics or Olympics? Remember that one where you would like go real fast, you jump and hurt?
Track and field. I used to kick everyone's ass because I could play the drums and destroy everybody. And you always got yelled at by the arcade person. Don't hit it so hard.
Oh yeah, I mean I just hit him so fast. My paradiddles came in the hand. I mean I would just cruise past people.
Well, I have that downloaded on Xbox, and I can't do it with my thumbs. So I've got to literally get my leg up and put my foot on the controller so I can smack it and hold it in place. It's crazy.
Hey, have we talked since you guys came out to Wabash?
No, I haven't. I just saw you in Kettering for a brief moment.
Right.
And
but we haven't talked online, right? Or a podcast, right? Josh, how about Brent's reaction when Richie goes, "You want to get up on the kit and take a picture?" Like a kid in a candy store.
Well, you know.
And then as I'm sitting down, I hear, "Don't play it," and I'm like, I'm not defeated. I'm still happy.
Well, I was all nervous because I'm like watching him. I'm like, all right, take small steps, And then
Rich is like, "You want to get up there?" And you're like, "Huh?" It took a minute.
Well, then we went over to the keyboards and.
I was going to jump on that.
He's like taking my picture. I'm like, nope, get down. Like that wasn't part of the deal. Let's get away from it.
Yeah. Don't let Dad see you touch it.
I will be on the keyboards. I will be there.
Yeah.
So being a drummer is what was the key to being good at track and field. I asked Ed before we got on.
Oh my God! Look at him. You're ridiculous. Look at this. There you go. I think I took that picture, didn't I?
No, I think I
You did?
I did.
Okay, I was next to you then.
I was.
Here's a cool thing. So, Brent, go to your left.
My left.
Okay, stop right there. Nope, other way. Go your other left. There you go. My left.
Yeah.
Go a little more that way. Go stop. If you see in the corner there,
on the
you
cape?
see the Batman logo?
Yep.
That's in honor of Todd. That's never left our side. That was on Todd's chair the day he passed away. And I took it and I said, here, this needs to stay up on stage. And that is always out every time we play.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that even went to Japan with us.
I could see it real good in Kettering. I was telling my wife, I'm like that, she's like, okay, you know too much. I'm like, well, I know too much just because,
Yeah, and I also took a few pictures of it, maybe at that show, just a
little tidbit to ode to Todd. It's his birthday this past week, so
I think that's what again just makes the whole thing
good shot.
everything even better. Just everybody gets along and that sense of family and
sure.
So,
Yeah.
well, like I said, I was telling people that a lot of people, if you listen to the last podcast, that Ed owned restaurants, is one of the most well-known chefs in Cleveland, Ohio. And I asked him, I go, what's the one secret piece of equipment that you need to be a good chef? I did not expect a Ronco Vegematic to come out of his mouth. He said that's the key to having any good dish. So there you go. I don't know if there's still.
It was either that or a sap chop.
So
the George Foreman grill, damn it.
Yep. Did you guys ever hear the story? Hulk Hogan had the option of doing the grill or the shaker, and he chose the shaker.
Yep.
And George Foreman got what was left over the grill. And
what was the shaker? Was it a salad shaker or
I
something?
think it was more like a
No,
drink.
I think it was like a protein shake. Yeah, something like
okay.
protein shake.
So, yeah. So there you go. But
well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you need to touch on? I think we did everything we wanted to do. And listen, I appreciate you guys really trying to push the show. It's selling well. There's still good seats left. I think a lot of people are just waiting to see after the holiday, the weather,
Yeah.
And honestly, Night Ranger is a big walk-up crowd anyways, and it's a Wednesday night in the middle of Cleveland and, the end of summer, beginning of fall. So hopefully we'll see a nice crowd and we can buy some dogs and people can walk away with some good items.
And what is September evening weather usually like in Cleveland?
It could be snowing or it could be humid as hell get out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you're going to be comfortable with a pair of, cargo shorts and a shirt and bring a windbreaker with you.
And they sell at these concerts now. They all got little bars in there. So if it's chilly, just go buy some Jack Daniels. That'll
we've got. Sorry, go ahead.
That'll warm you up. Plus, like the venue is covered. It's got that canopy, so if it does rain or snow in Cleveland, there you go.
I can tell you that Dave Nadelman from Florida, he and his daughter are flying up.
Get out of here!
They just booked their flights last week, and we have the Shapin' Chapins from Pittsburgh. They got their $20 tickets. They're coming over from Pittsburgh, and I was talking to both of them Saturday, and they're kind of worried about the COVID thing. God, I hope I don't get up there. And then I'm like, well, hey, you get to meet us.
Well, I can tell you right now that my show is not. How do I put this so I don't get myself in trouble? Nobody's requiring anything right now for our show.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I'll be in Cleveland, and when I use the restroom, I'm only going to have to flush once because down here in Columbus, I have to flush twice since it's so far to Cleveland. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Oh, God, that's kind of like that old.
I should be in Vegas opening up for Shecky Green.
He realized he's coming to Cleveland, and he's busting ball jokes like this. Like I'm not responsible for what happens to you.
What's the difference between women and trash in Kentucky?
Listen,
the trash gets taken out once a week.
And now we just lost our Kentucky listening base.
Well, I couldn't say Cleveland because I didn't want to lose our,
Sure, our disclaimer that Night Ranger has no responsibility of what goes on the Fans in Motion podcast.
This is the official Night Ranger podcast, paid fully by Jack Blades.
Man, you are just like now. Here it comes. This shit's not going to be on the podcast.
Oh, I bet it will.
The editing starts.
Yeah. I'll call Jack back when I'm good and ready.
You want to know my dilemma? My wife. The air conditioning on my brand new SUV is not working again. Neither are the seats. They don't feel cold. This car's been in 4 times for this stuff, right? And then it's so it's just there's so much technology on this car, it's ridiculous. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's like it doesn't work, and it's a German car. Anyways, here's the second dilemma. Does our hotel room have a K-cup machine? She's coming here tomorrow night, spend the weekend. That's the second question. Does our room have a K-cup machine? We have a Starbucks downstairs, and she's worried about a K-cup machine. God bless her. She's an amazing mom. But she's worried about a K-cup.
Yeah, she doesn't shake them and feeds them when they're hungry.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, that's the keys.
Dude, next week's a holiday, man. The kids go back to school. Are you kidding me?
Oh, mine started yesterday.
I saw that.
Oh, I guess you did.
What we got? We touched on everything. Do you guys? I mean, we talked about the War of 1812 yet? I can talk a little bit about that.
No, just remember that feel safe when you go over a bridge.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I tell you
If
what.
need an extra pair of underwear, go to Brent's house.
Yes, he has the women's kiss panties.
But they're sealed in a kiss. They've never been opened.
Bring a knife or a pair
Long
of scissors.
story short, I got a part-time job in the late 90s at Spencer Gifts just so I could get a discount on my Kiss stuff.
You need him on the Kiss cruise.
And I used to...
He'll be hawking... He'll need an extra case just to get on board. He'll be hawking stuff.
Yeah.
To pay for it. There you go.
Like I'll be like,
you bring shit on board with you and sell it, and you can make money.
Like Brent, why do you got this?
They have the vinyl people, and they come and they all make trades, and they bring them all on the cruise, and they meet up and they trade their vinyl.
Yeah, Brent's wife's like, why'd you bring all this trash back? And you're like, well, that is the straw wrapper from Eric Singer.
That's damn straight.
That
you and I could do the Eric Singer drum off. We could compete in that together. I'll let you win. He's pretending like his audio is not working now. Look at him.
No.
That's an old trick I used to do.
I was trying to look something up real quick for you. Go ahead. Say it again now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, we could do the Eric Singer drum off together. I'll let you win. We can have a good time. They have, from what I understand, they have all night bacon, so you can go into the dinner area or whatever, the food area, and get bacon whenever you want it. Now that's a cruise right there.
We'll take it, bacon.
My favorite story about the cruise is Craig Gass, the comedian. Yeah. And I think he's going to be at this one you're at, Ed. He does an impersonation of Gene Simmons, sounds just like him, right? And he got on the ship's intercom and basically said that the ship was sinking, but for $5,000 you could
they had 3 packages.
Three packages to get off the ship. And he's saying it like he's Gene Simmons, so people think it's Gene Simmons. For $5,000 you get the diamond package where you get an autographed lifeboat and all this stuff. And then for so people actually, he got in trouble for it because people actually thought it was Gene Simmons and the ship was going down. But
oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if the 3 of you and you get a guest want to go on this cruise ship, it will cost you $865
plus airfare.
Dude, we turn and burn, man. We fucking hop in a cargo van and we just 16 hours you're there. Biggest thing is you probably need a passport.
4 hours each one of you to drive.
Yeah.
Or the 3 of you go, and it's $1,087.
Dude, you get a couple Tulsa turnarounds, swallow a couple of those, man. Hell, we'll be up for 3 days.
Don't go over any bridges.
God, 3 days smelling each other's farts, and oh man.
Now, do you need a passport for this, Ed?
You do, yes.
To get off I think you can go, but you can't get off the boat.
No.
I see. I don't have a passport. I'd have to get one quickly.
Well, how in the hell if shit hits a fan, how are you going to leave the country? You need to start thinking about shit, dude.
I know people. I can get you one. It costs you $300, $400, $500 more, but I can get you one.
You always need 2. You get a regular one, but you also need the ringer too.
This is now officially off the record shit.
I mean, and we also need to do a good. I mean, this is actually if we're going to talk about. We need to get some of these professional musicians from the 80s to give us tricks on how to get narcotics over, country lines, what's some of the best tricks. I'll work on that. That's stuff.
Oh, hey, you know what's going on this weekend in Vegas too? Is SummerSlam with WWE.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking about Night Ranger, but nobody's talking about the Macho Man. Greg the Hammer Valentine going to be there?
Wow. I don't even have an answer to that. Should we say goodnight to everybody at this point?
Or a Honky Tonk Man?
Take 10 seconds.
Honky Tonk Man, greatest intercontinental champion there ever was.
Jimmy the Superfly Snuka?
That wasn't a big super.
I was a Jimmy Snuka fan. You know who I was a fan of? Buzz Sawyer.
That was before my time. I was going to say maybe Adrian Adonis, but
good night, Irene.
Now when I was Junkyard Dog, Macho Man, and then my favorite tag team was the British Bulldogs.
I was just gonna say I like Davey Boy Smith.
Yep.
Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
I like Piper.
You were a Coco Beware guy.
No, I was.
Yes, I'm telling you, you were.
Was fun.
The Fabulous Freebirds were good.
Missing Link, he got a little AWA, maybe.
Kamala.
Kamala. Akeem, the African Dream.
The Tonka Kid.
Red Rooster.
Polynesian guys or what, man?
He liked.
No, I'm just thinking of different names at this point.
You think Vince McMahon just sits there and goes, yes? You know what I mean? Like, what crack is he on that he just pulls shit out of his ass like that?
Making the money. Anyways, let's reel this in. And Ed, thank you for joining us. Night Ranger talk.
Appreciate it.
Some social commentary.
Am I the first one to be officially on twice now?
Negative. Kelly, Eric, David Louser. Who else?
Yeah. Gary Moon.
Gary Moon's been on a few times.
Eric, okay.
Yeah, Eric Levy basically,
Oh yeah, we got a direct link to Eric Levy's house.
He basically owns part of the joint. But yes.
Back with you guys scrambling when I said what's in your office. You're like,
well, soon all this will be on the wall there.
I'm gonna have something really, really extra cool next time you come on.
okay.
Hey, and if you notice, Brent is wearing his Night Ranger necklace. Ed, we need to get you one. We need to get you on board wearing the Night Ranger necklace while you're working at the shows.
I got to do it at a podcast,
Yeah. You're missing it. And we need to get Jack to wear one again, too, just to get us back to the 80s feel.
Tell him it makes him look 20 years younger.
Yeah, tell him that, Ed. Can you tell him that for us?
Sure.
That'll go over great. Anyways, this episode is all over the place.
I'm just going to say, the guys in Fans in Motion said you look 20 years younger with your necklace on.
Which I would then
Andy did. Andy
no,
said it.
I would tell him then, but I don't think you should wear it because if that was the case, then you would look 20 years younger because he's only 29. Jeez.
On that note.
Yeah, some Cleveland and Cincinnati math, man. I saw smoke coming out of those ears when.
We need to close this segment up. Like 10, 9, 8, or 5, 4, 3.
Don't ask Brent and Ed to carry the two. All right, guys.
Hey, I got to take my shoes off to count to 20. Give me a break.
Ed, thanks for joining us, talking a little Night
guys.
Ranger.
Fun today.
Hey, and if you see Ed out there, say hi to him, and just remember the way we say, Ed, we appreciate everything you do, is to slap him really hard on the back. All right?
Slap him on the back.
And not
Take
just
care,
pat.
guys. Have a good day.
Hey, Ed, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
But it's hard leaving all this behind me now.
And there you have it, Ed Ripepi, a fan favorite, a Fans of Motion favorite. Ed, we always love when you come on. I can't thank you immensely for me and the guys for what you do for this page. So thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed it. Josh, thoughts? Prayers?
I'd like to thank Robin for joining us. So it's Rockin' Robin, right? Tweet
Yeah,
tweet.
rockin' Dockin' Robin, rockin' Robin.
So if you had to pick one, who would you pick? Def Leppard or Dokken?
As a number one favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, Def Leppard, no question.
All right. How about, let me think this. Joe Elliott or Jeff Pilson?
Joe Elliott.
Oh, my Lord. I thought I know you
George Lynch, or Phil Collins.
George Lynch.
It's George Lynch, yeah.
So funny.
Because what Phil Collins has done is, since he was not an original member of the band, he carried on that tone that Steve Clark and Pete Willis put down early on. So that's what Phil Collins has given to, and plus the guy never ages. I mean, he's built like a brick shithouse. He always walks around with a shirt on. He's 80 years old and he's muscles. And,
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I, had that body, I probably wouldn't wear a shirt either. But
I mean, George Lynch is kind of like that too, though.
he used to be really built.
Yeah.
But there was probably some
steroids involved in that one, though.
Yeah. You don't get now. See, Phil, he's got the money and the time where he can dedicate a lot of time to working out. In the mid '90s,
his fitness routine is nuts.
Yeah. In the mid '90s, I just don't believe George Lynch had that money and time to dedicate. So if you don't, you're not getting cut like that.
Well, he had a teenage son, supposedly, when they were. Yeah. I guess this kid was playing football, and he's in the weight room with him. But I had heard there was some extra help involved too. So
unless you're able to lift full time, you're not getting cut like that at all. I mean, it just ain't happening. Either some steroids or some HGH somewhere in there.
How many home runs do you think he could have hit back then? Think about it.
Sounds like so much time invested.
Back in those days, we had Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, and they were both on the juice and just home run.
I get it. I mean, if you're hitting the gym all the time, I get wanting to do steroids or HGH. I mean, it's just you can only get so big, and that just pushes you to the next level. And you can only creatine's not going to do it. So creatine will do a little bit, but not much. All right. So Robin, so you watched, I know one thing talking to you, you had discovered the podcast and you went through in order and watched them all. And now you're caught up, right?
I'm actually about halfway through this past week's episode, so
what?
Right about when you guys are starting your lists. But pretty much, yes.
Well, they kind of go on forever, so at times,
So do you have a favorite episode where someone we interviewed, or the one where Andy tries on the shirt?
You mean Andy?
Andy, yeah. Remember he tried on that tight shirt.
He's trying to be Phil Collins.
There's not many. I mean, I laugh a lot, but yeah, there's not many moments where I distinctly remember laughing so much. That was definitely one of those.
Do we have a cramp one? Did we get cramp one on tape?
We had a cramp one. I think we've had two.
That was at the end of one.
So yeah, you can't go wrong with Andy's cramps. The best shit is the stuff we have to leave on the cutting room floor. Mostly Brent's slip of the tongues.
We need a first 50 episode blooper reel,
Oh, no.
like a season 1 blooper reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to introduce something, and I went to say a word that was similar to the word I meant to say, and I forget what it was. It was something like
the word
Nazi or some shit.
the word you were replacing was Armageddon.
Yeah, what did I say?
I'm not going to say it.
I don't even know what I said.
But me and Andrew are just like, what? Like, how the fuck do you confuse that with that? Anyways.
Oh. Yeah, I said something like the Holocaust or something like that. I do remember. Oh, by the way, did anybody catch the Ed Ripepi remark when he's talking about Chick-fil-A and Josh was a little smart ass? I'd kill for it.
Well, that's
you did edit that, didn't you?
I haven't edited it yet, but I will. Anyways, that was an edit that I just played off of. But that's
beautiful.
That's how it works. Robin, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
I'm going to take a picture of this and send it to Andy. And
but I will say, I will answer your question really quick, though. One of my favorite moments. One of the first, I think the first one I watched all the way through and got out of order a little bit was when Eric came on to do the 13 Fits riffs.
Yeah.
And then he did that Night She Sleeps, and I kind of, I'm like, I just want to remember what that is. So if I don't remember how to play it, like, I just want to know how to play it. And then I did that. And my favorite interview, though, was David Lauser talking about Fitz when he first meets him. Fitz is just legendary. He talks about meeting Fitz playing bass with different color strings, like the one top string's green, the other string's yellow, the other one's orange or something, and it was fretless. And I'm just like, the dude's a genius. It's so cool to know stuff like that.
I appreciate you watching the David Lausers because some people are missing so much by going past someone they might not recognize their name or what have you, because the guy is just a book of information between Fitz, Hagar, and he just lived a lifetime. So thank you for listening to those.
Yeah, he's so young too to be thrown into all that. Like saying he was 17 or something when he was doing that with me. Yeah. Not even out of high school.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep, Lauser's a good guy. I just saw he was posting some stuff on his social media with his family not too long ago, so hopefully he's getting more involved with that. But Robin, thank you for joining us. If you're out there listening, go to hopefully you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. It only takes a second and it warms my heart. You can go to thefansinmotion.com and we have the YouTube links there, MP3 on there. You can also click on one of the links and it has links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audio Mac, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, Fans in Motion. We also go to Instagram and Twitter and follow us. A lot of cool and unique stuff, especially on Twitter, that we share on there. So there you go. Brent Tree, take us out.
And there you have it. I don't know what to say here because normally Andy takes us out here, and I've got to pee by this point usually. Thank you for watching. Go to all those places Josh told you to go to. Robin, you're awesome. Thank you for being my eyes.
So are you both. Anytime, Brent.
You're the best. Josh, sorry I'm not going to see you next week with the Paul Stanley COVID deal. Probably not going to happen. So until then.
I didn't even care if we were in the same arena. I didn't plan on meeting up with you.
Oh, bullshit. You were going to hug me and everything else. Come on now. Anyway.
Play
Fans
nice.
of Motion, thank you very much. Have a good week, everybody.
Later.